Hello and welcome back to the channel. On this, well, it was overcast. There's a little sliver of blue sky now, so I'm in the house on my own, which is a bit of a blessing. The only thing is I've got two dogs that I've got to watch. One's currently upstairs in the bedroom and one is over there in the window. So if there's suddenly starts barking, there's a bus just gone down, so this may happen in a minute. My apologies. I will try and edit what I can out, but those of you that watch the videos regularly probably realise that I don't really edit a lot of the stuff out, because that's the whole thing. I like people to see it as it is, fuck ups and all. My apologies for the language. And that's how I like to do things. But I know a lot of people don't like, especially people that make YouTube videos. They don't like to see errors in. But we'll see. I can always change it at a later date if it does prove to be not very popular. I haven't had many people say much about it at the moment. But we'll see. I'm waffling on anyway. So we've got a review to do, and today I am reviewing, and we've got one of these moments now where I've forgotten to get the kit ready. Right, I completely forgot to bring the kit down. So I'm reviewing a completely different kit now because the other one I've left upstairs. And I can't quite make the stairs at the moment. So we're going to do the Starsky and Hutch vehicle instead. So many of you that grew up probably about the same, probably those of you that are about the same age as me, 21-ish, you'll remember Starsky and Hutch. They were back, I don't know, a few years ago, short time back, and it was a great series that I used to watch. I think it was my dad used to watch Kojak afterwards, or later on that night. Starsky and Hutch used to be on earlier, and then Kojak was on later. Anyway, it's a 1976 Ford Torino, an absolutely lovely car. When I do this, I cannot afford to cock up on the bodywork. Paul Bretland from International Scale Modeler and UMP Retail, he started one of these, and he made a tremendous job of the bodywork. Super job he done of it, and that's kind of what I'm aiming for. Finish wise, I'm going to be realistic. I don't think I'm going to reach that standard, but I'm damn well going to try and see if I can get it as good as I can. We'll see. But hopefully the build's not coming yet, because I'm going to take, I'm going to practice on some other car builds first before I come to this one. So let's go and have a look in the box then. So we've got some nice box art. It depicts Starsky and Hutch. I guess that's meant to be Huggy Bear there. But to be honest, it looks a bit like Barack Obama. So I don't know what's going on there. Barack Obama's in that picture, and then we've got somebody, I guess that's meant to be Starsky and Hutch there. So as I say, these two dudes don't look nothing at all like the real Starsky and Hutch, hence they've got their backs to us. And then this is obviously set in the 1970s, somewhere around that era. And we've got this lovely cherry red Ford Torino. It's nice box art, I'll give it that. It's a pity it's in a side opening box. Why don't I like side opening box? They're not very strong, and they're just not very strong. You can't use them as a tray, and that's about it really. I'm sure I could think of loads of other reasons, but right, so knife. It doesn't look as though I've opened this. I thought I had. I thought I'd already had a look, but I haven't. So this is going to be a first. So that's how it comes out. That's how it comes. For Rich that was asking, he wanted to know why I didn't take the stuff out of the bag and then put it in the box and then do it that way so that it was already all out. Well, I've had time to think about this a bit, and I think I'm going to do a video on why reviews are done the way they are, or why I do them the way they are, and see whether that will answer some of people's questions, including Rich. See whether that will answer some of his questions, and so keep a watch out for that, Richard. It will be coming soon. If you've got any other questions, let me know and I'll see if I can put them in there as well. So we're looking at the Destructions. They're Revells, so they're actually on quite nice. They've made this little booklet. It's satin sort of finish paper. It's colourful. It's not like Airfix. Theirs are all sort of black and white and a bit dull. Yeah, I like this. I think this is the new style. I don't think they were always like this. They were black and white themselves for a while. So we've got our paint schedule, required colours, and the funny thing is, all the required colours there, you don't see red at the moment. You would think that would be top dead centre red, because look at it, it's red. But I bet it's the last one. Oh, almost red. And what do you know, they haven't even got a proper red for it. You've got to mix two reds to get the red for that. Well, I don't know what I'll do about that. I might have a look round. Zero paints would be the best choice to get a proper match, because they do actually have the Starsky and Hutch red. Unfortunately, I cannot use zero paints because I have animals and small pets in the room that I'm in. There's no way of moving them around or moving them out while I paint or anything. Even though I've got an extractor, I am told that the zero paints are quite nasty to animals. No, I'm not going to risk it. So on this occasion, we shall just have to make do with that. I'll find something, Tamiya or something. So we go straight in with sprue guide. I was going to say there didn't appear to be many screws there, and here's the rest. So here we go then, step number 1, and we're putting the engine together. Sump on, heads, two cylinder heads going on there. Some are they twin carbs or something going in there? Is that a cylinder head going on? You know, I don't know. So we'll just leave it at that. Manifold. There's the two manifolds going on. Fan. I can tell what a fan looks like. And then we've got these belts, timing belts and so on, that do stuff, timing stuff. Then the engine's going into the chassis, and then we've got the radiator going on to its back bit. and then that sits on the front of the engine. Front axle going on. Is this what they call the wishbone? I don't know. And then we've got is that called a transaxle? I don't know. My knowledge on cars is woeful. In fact, my knowledge on aircraft is woeful. My knowledge on boats is woeful. But it is gaining. I'm getting better and better at it. I mean, you've got to give me the credit there. I'm trying. So then we've got the wheels going together. Now I know what a wheel is because it's round. But then so's a clock, you could say. But we won't go into that. And then we've got another wheel going on, 4 wheels. It's a car, obviously. Unless you've got a 3-wheeler. And then you'd only have 3, obviously. Then we've got the left-hand drive dash, which it would be because it's American. I think, is that a little police radio going on there? I don't know. Could be. Back seats going on. Door cards going in. Dashboard going in. And then we've got some various painting underneath going on. Why are the internal wheel rims being painted black? I don't understand that. Surely they would be red. Okay. Perhaps somebody else can help me with that. Surely they'd be red. And is the inside of it black? Right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Looking at that, the inside is black. But surely the wheel arches and that, they would be red. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I'm just going off cars I've owned. I've never got a car that's like orange on the outside and then purple bloody wheel arches. Unless it's been resprayed. Then we've got all these little extras coming in here. I guess there'd be pumps and pipes and so on. So on this one I might try and add some wires and things like that to it. And then we've got the tub going in there by the looks of it. And then it all fitting together there. And then we've got front bumper, rear bumper and lights and everything going on. The hood, which is of course the bonnet in England, and the wing mirrors going on there. And then we've got the colour call out chart at the back. I didn't see whether it came with the little flashing light. Now that would be interesting. Be nice to put it would actually be nice to put a little flashing LED in that. I didn't see anywhere where it said. Oh yeah, there it is, sorry. Section 29, you got the little police light going on. So excellent, there we go, that's the instructions. And then we've got the decals here, and so they're Revel decals. Just having a quick look myself. They're okay. They're very glossy. So there we go. Let's see if we can get this light on. Will that help? I don't think so. So let's have a look here. The interesting thing is the white is a decal. I'm tempted. Then again, I was going to say I'm tempted to paint the white line on, but there's a thin black, very, very thin black line all the way around it. I don't know. I would have to think on that. Everything appears okay. I mean, the writing's not visible when it's at its smallest, but I don't think anybody's going to be looking that close anyway, to be honest. But for example, on here, number 22 and number 31, you can't really read what that says on the smallest scale. I can't bring it up close because there you can just giving you a look at the sheen on it. There you go. So that's the decals and the instruction manual. So let's open the bag up. Sorry, Richard, I know how annoying this is for you. Nice shell there. Then we've got clear windscreen there. And then sprue parts there. Nothing else in the bag. We'll put that at the back for now. So let's look at the shell first. So it looks like we've got tyres in here as well. Let's pop this out. Slots in here quite well. There we go. So we'll do the tyres first quickly. They're made of, they're quite flexible. They're not too stiff. They have got a slight seam line on them. I don't know if you can see that. Especially visible in certain areas where you can see there's a bit of a tag there. You can see that along the side. But they're not going to be too much trouble. Use one of the sanders and just gently go around, and I mean most of the tyre all the way around, you can't see it. It's only in various places it's visible. So you know, that's not too much of a bother really. Yeah, they're good. And then we've got we've also got this one of the clear pieces, the clear red, which looks to be the light and the rear, the police light on top and the rear brake lights. That's sort of been put in with this lot. It's a weird way of doing it, but. And here we've got the bottom frame and chassis. So it's detailed on the bottom, nice detail, Revel 2014 stamped on the bottom. And then we've got, you know, we've got this nice, what you get on the bottom of the cars. So, yeah, you know, it's good, accurate, I guess. No problem there. A little bit of flash on the corners there. You know, that's be easily taken down with a sander. You see where it's been moulded as well. Zhongshan, wherever that is. Is that Korea? Zhongshan, I don't know. And then we come to the shell. This is nice. They've done it red, but no, they don't expect you to leave it red. I don't think anybody would put it together and just leave it that colour. Maybe a small child, if he was putting it together, would, because I don't know. It's just you've got to paint it. It's got to be painted. You couldn't get away with just leaving that. So we've got some whorls and stuff in the plastic. It's not, nothing to worry about. Again, nice level of detail there. The lines look okay. Little bit of the window wipers are moulded into the framework along the front there. I don't know if you can get that or not. Then we've got a battery there, which I might add some wiring to, and we've got some other little pieces they've added down there for detail, and then the red wheel arches that we've got to paint black. And then along the side it says just there, Gran Torino. I don't know if I can zoom in on that there. Gran Torino. And it says so on the other side as well. Excellent. Then we come along to the back. Then we've got the trunk, or boot as we call it, and it says Ford there. So yeah, nice level of detail considering it's got all the extra bits to go on it. So we'll pop that. I'm not going to pop them back in there because and then just snap that back in there. I'm always frightened I'm going to break it. And then the tyres can go in, actually. Put them through the window there. And I'm going to put these to one side, so they don't get broken. Right, so let's move on to the internal part of the car. So we're up to the internal part. Oh, I've opened it the wrong side now, Richard. Look. Oh dear Lord. Bag, please. I'm only kidding. So we've got two bits. I don't know what they are. Don't like the way they've cut this all up. They've sort of cut it up to make it fit. We've got ejector pin marks. And thankfully they're on the bottom, so they're not going to be seen on the back of the seats, so that's not a problem. Nice detail on the seats, and nice detailing on the floor as well. A little bit of detailing on the floor. We've got a sort of texture there, a little bit of texture going on. Not really any flash that I'm picking up, or that I can see. All appears to be okay. So yeah, there we go. Really, that's that. Then we've got the door cards, ejector pin marks on the back, but not on the front. So we're okay there. we'll just zoom in, have a little bit of look at the detail there. Nice level of detail. Window handles. And there we go. So lovely level of detail on that. And then we come to the dashboard, the front bonnet, steering wheel. So let's start. There's the steering wheel. Then we go along. I guess they're possibly engine parts and dashboard parts, maybe. Column. That's the steering column, I guess, with the indicator stalks on. Yeah. So this is all internal, by the looks of it. We got the wing mirrors there, and there's the front hood or bonnet, as we call it. And then we've even got the detail on the underneath, and we've got some ejector pin marks that will need taking care of, especially if this is a bonnet that's going to be posed open. And let me see, I don't know whether you can rub them out or fill them in. I don't know what will be best. They're not very deep at all, so we might get away with just sanding that little bit out. Having said that, it looks worse than it feels. I think even the styrene sheet that I've got would be too thick to anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And then we've got, I'm guessing this is the back of the front seats, maybe. Little ashtray there. So they've really, and then we've got the dashboard. That's the dog you can hear in the background. I've been lucky to get this far through, to be honest, without her barking. But so there we go. That's the internal sort of areas. Next we come on to the black parts of this build. Right, so we just, here we go. What have we got on here? So first up, that area that looks like the front or rear axle and front wishbone thing that I was on about in the instructions. Well, that's that bit there. Appears okay. No problems with it there. Don't appear to see. Oh, ejector pin mark on the top. Very shallow though. And we're okay on that side, but that one might need just blending in a little bit. That's all it's going to need with that. And we've got the engine, which we will paint a nice sort of aluminium colour. And these are all engine parts. You've got the belts, heads, filters, fans, manifolds. It's all there. Yeah, and there's the gearbox and clutch and everything. All well moulded. Back of the radiator. Yeah. Oh, no, that's the front of the radiator. That's the back of the radiator. But I think it's going to attach to something. I'm not sure. Not sure what this part is there, but I recognise it. And again, not sure what this is. And this is what I thought. This must either this side of the back or the front. I'm not sure. Actually, I think this is the front. If I remember my car anatomy correct, that goes on the back with the fan in. So that attached to the back like so. I'm guessing roughly like that. And that's the front. Oh no. It's the front, which all cold air hits while you're driving along. Then we got the wheel hubs. Two exhausts. A lot of power this had, or still does have. There's many sort of copies of it around the world. I don't know whether the actual original one still exists or whether they had it remade for the movie. I don't know. But that's the black. They're the engine and sort of well, they're all sorts of bits and pieces in that. Now we've got two more. We've got the chrome parts to look at, which we'll have a look at now. Here we go. Now with these chrome parts, chrome hasn't quite taken on there, but it's fortunate it's on a number and not on... So they used red plastic and then chromed it. Right. So I'll have to have a look at the original, and I don't know whether to de-chrome these or not, because these 70s cars were quite flashy with their chrome. I really don't know what to do about this. Modern bikes, it's a no-brainer. You just de-chrome it straight away. I don't think I've got... I need to look at the paints I've got. I may need to order in a decent chrome paint to get a better result. But let's go around and have a look. Very nice detail. It's got a nice finish on them. And I guess, are they meant to be the front lights? So, yeah, I think these are meant to be the lights. And we've got the mirrors there. Nice level of detail on the bumpers. And then on the wheels as well. So, I don't know. I need to look at what the best paint I've got. And I really don't know. I can't decide on that at the moment. I'll have to talk to some other people and see what they think. Maybe I can see what Paul's done with his. It might help me make a decision. So all that's left to look at now, if I can find it, is the clear parts, which I seem to have put down some. So here we go, we've just got the clear parts left, the final item. Can always make a huge difference to a kit, no matter how good it is, the bodywork, the build, the paintwork. If you put a set of shitty windows in, people are going to notice. If you put a set of windows in that have got glue all around the edge, people will notice. They're not too bad. There's a little bit of distortion at the edges, but overall it's not too bad. There's no surface blemishes or scratches that I can see. There is some heavy distortion on the back window, more than on the front. I don't know if you're going to pick that up or not. You can definitely see that there. Yeah, there's heavy distortion. But I shall get the Tamiya polishes out on them and go to work with them. And then we've got the little side windows which are heavily distorted. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. I don't think anyone can really see through them. It's probably because they're so thick and so small. And there we go. So overall, not a bad kit. There's a few little bits here and there, but nothing too severe. And so there we have it. That's the 1976 Ford Torino, as used in Starsky and Hutch. I hope you've enjoyed the review. This is another one that I've done in 4K. I know it doesn't really make any difference, but unless you're watching it in 4K, you're not really going to notice the difference. But the last one, I got such positive reports back on how clear it was. I thought I'd go with the Samsung Galaxy camera again. I'm not going to do it every time when it comes, because it's a bit uncomfortable to do it, because I have to have the camera sort of right to one side of me, and the light's not great. As you saw there, I kept having to tilt it to get the light. So it will be a case of I'll only use it for fairly small reviews maybe, and the bigger reviews will go back to the digital camcorder that sits above me. If I just zoom out and scroll if I just move up, you see there's the camera that's normally used, there's the light, one of them anyway, and there we go. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, tell your friends about the channel, try and get everyone to come on that you can, and that's about all I've got to say. Bye for now.